Welcome to today's video. Look who I have back on my channel.
Hi guys, I'm back.
Christina's back. I asked Christine to come on my channel and do 2 looks for you guys. A daytime and then a full-on glam nighttime look. Specifically talking more towards the hooded eye. And I had a little resistance because Christine doesn't like the word hooded.
Yeah, I don't like the word hooded because everybody has this little part of their lid that comes down a little bit. So
yeah, the hooded eye definitely, I feel like the majority of us have some level of a hooded eye to some degree. And I think that the term hooded has kind of put this negative spin on it when it's not negative. It's just like, it's just kind of the level to which your upper lid folds over to your lower lid. So
exactly.
Christine's gonna do my makeup. We're gonna show you 2 looks. We're gonna start with a daytime and then transition to this. And she's gonna be giving you some tips and tricks about placement and color selection, texture selection to kind of offset and lift the eye.
Absolutely. Enjoy.
Yeah. Well, before we also get started, I want to mention Christine is going to be starting her own channel. If you think she should, comment down below.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
Yes. And I'm going to and I'm going to keep you guys updated because when she does, I will definitely let you guys know, leave you her channel name down below, but I think I put the YouTube bug in her.
Yes, you did. All of you guys did.
I think you guys
did. You guys really did. Thanks so much.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I have most of my makeup on. I don't have anything on my eyes, so Christina's going to start from primer and up.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of primer on.
And what are you using?
So this is Revlon Color Stay Primer.
All right, I'm gonna hold it up.
Yep, absolutely.
This is one of my favorites. You guys know I talk about this all the time.
And then I'm gonna start, go ahead and shut for me, Lisa. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the lid. And I'm using pretty much just a flat brush and gonna do a light wash all over the lid. And I'm gonna do lash to brow. And since it's creamy, you guys might have a tendency to like press really hard, but if you press it, it will buff out any creases. So Lisa has this little crease, as you see right there. So I'm just going to go right on top of it. Looks like a little bit of her foundation. And I'm just going to go right under her brow and press it in. When in doubt, press it out. Another one of my little sayings that I always say, Lisa. And what I'm going to show today for a hooded eye is just a really clean, I call it red carpet because it just looks like a really polished eye. And I'm using the same exact brush. I'm going to go into a creamy matte color. And I'm pretty much going to use a matte shades today.
Let me show those. So we are using the Lorac Pro palette. I think this is just the original. And we are using cream. So right here
and then
matte.
Just a heads up, I'm going to use cream, taupe, and espresso on Lisa's eye and just keep it really clean and simple. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this eye.
And you're packing that on the eye?
I'm pressing with the full side of the brush. So 2 really big things to know is not to use just the tip, but to use the whole side like a pancake. I'm going to have you turn a little bit more towards me. And I'm going to go on the whole lid, lash to brow. And you want to press until you don't feel the shadow base being sticky. That's a little good trick too, to remember.
You get full coverage of
you get, And I'm going to put one more coat on just for fun. All right, keep pressing. And then I'm going to use this brush right here, which, Lisa, do you kind of put your hand up and show?
Yeah, I just kind of show. So this is the Sigma E25 blending brush.
And this is just a fluffy kind of crease brush or bone brush. And look straight ahead into the mirror. And what I like to do is right on that bone, really lightly, go in and out like a little windshield wiper.
Now, can you talk about hooded eyes and what defines a hooded eye?
Absolutely. So pretty much it's this bone or the skin that kind of comes down over the lid. And we all have varying degrees of it. So I call basically the lid precious real estate. So you want to make sure that you're getting as much lift from this bone. Wherever you're putting matte skin tone shades like browns or nudes, it's going to give a lifted look. So that's kind of what we're doing. When you put the color on the crease and you can't see it when you open your eye, it's kind of, again, like wearing a bra on your hips, like I've said before. You're not getting any lift. Like you're doing it, but it's not giving the oomph that you want. So do you see that, Lisa?
Yes.
And I'm going to do it a little bit more so you can just see the intensity of it. You can always add. It's really hard to use a dark color and then take away. So it's good to do little tiny layers and figure out how deep you want it to be.
So when you're doing your own makeup, how do you suggest people figure out where to put that crease color?
Basically open and look straight ahead, start on the outside corner and then go in and out. Make sure that you're doing the bone. I really don't like to call it the crease. I really like to call it the bone.
So if I were doing the crease, I'd be like...
You'd be actually right in there. Open your eye. Yeah, that's awesome, but nobody's seeing it.
Right.
So you definitely want to put it in on the bone.
Yeah.
And I like to go into the brow a little bit more. I don't like one white crease under the brow. So this is something I like to show. This is, to me, makes the biggest difference with making a hooded eye look more open. Because I call this precious real estate, I'm actually going to use a little bit of espresso eyeshadow that I just showed you guys.
You can show the brush?
Absolutely. Is that how we're doing it? Sorry, guys.
Let's make sure it focuses.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
So I'm just using like an angle eyebrow brush or an angle liner brush. Yeah, it is pretty stiff. So Lisa, I'm going to have you look down at the floor and I'm going to pull your lid up a little bit and I'm going to press into your lash line. I'm not going on the waterline. I'm actually pressing it into the lashes. So can you see that? So you get the precision of liner, but you don't get the thickness of
a line on your
So it's just making the lash base look thicker and really focusing on the lashes being really clean and fluffy. Do you see that? I'm going to do a little actually I'm going to go into black because I want it a little bit deeper.
I want to kind of dust off this fallout.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
Okay? It stains
absolutely.
base.
Absolutely.
What else? What other kind of products can you do this with?
So you can do it with cream liner is great. You can even do it with pencil if you want. Yeah. What I like, totally made a mud pie. That's fine. We'll clean it up at the end. Okay. That's my favorite is to kind of show people how to clean stuff up.
Okay. I'm just going to clean it up.
Yeah, I know you're. All right. So I went back. So this is what the brown looks like, but go ahead and open and look at the floor again. So this just makes it a little bit, and it's probably going to do it again because I'm using a powder. But when you're doing this on yourself, when you look in the mirror and tilt your chin up, you actually just pull on the lid a little bit and it'll pull it up. Do you see that? It's pretty easy.
So definitely if you're using a shadow, I think the verdict is to do eyes first.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you'd prefer to do your foundation first, maybe use a pencil or a
cream liner.
Cream liner.
Absolutely. And so from here, I'm just pretty much going to go ahead and rock some primer, some lash primer. Go ahead and shut for me. I'm going to put this on the top.
I love that product. It is really phenomenal.
It really is. It really doubles the thickness. And I'm going on top of the lash and underneath. Can you guys see that? That I'm just kind of pressing on top and going underneath and pressing and wiggling. And it really, primers are really cool because they kind of act like a lash curler. I'm going to go back over with this little really cool handled mascara. It's by L'Oreal. Kind of toggles down and up.
I love that. Yeah, so it bends so you can get the lower lashes really nicely.
And guys, I'm noticing some chunky chunks, which is an awesome look, but not the one I'm going for. Let's go ahead and try to comb them out a little bit. And I might have to go over it with a mascara wand that's clean.
I notice when I close my eyes and apply my mascara, that way with my eyes closed, it actually works better because I can really dig in at the root of my lash without irritating my eye or making my eye water. I just get in there, get the wand there, dig it, and then pull it up. And then once I have the root coated, then I'll go in and...
Okay, that is a ton of mascara,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's out of control. So do you have a little mascara wand? I see you do.
Yep. Yeah, lots of them.
All right, shut with eyes for me, and I'm just going to comb it back out. And I'm just going to kind of do the same little technique. But I'm going to come... Yeah, whoa. Whoa, lashes for days.
I'm telling you.
I love it. I think I told you before that I was on a mascara hunt. So that is stunning. That is absolutely stunning.
You know, and I like the how you did my liner. I like it because the eyes look, I feel like they look more open.
So here's two things that people have challenges with. So I'm almost 50. My eyes, as you see, I'm wearing readers. What I notice with myself is putting eyeliner on the top. I can't see both eyes equally. Like one eye is, stronger. And so what I do is I play eyeliner ping pong. And so by the end of trying to make them look even,
they're so thick.
And if you'll look straight ahead, basically the thicker the liner, it's taking away this brightness on the lid. So that's why I really like this clean everyday eye makeup application because I feel like you can go from day to play. You could, if you needed to go to a dinner or anything. It's just really clean and polished. But yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and finish up the look and we'll be right back.
Perfect.
All right, and this is the finished daytime look. Very clean and polished. I like that when you look at me, I feel like you don't notice makeup. Like it's almost, it's a step up from a no makeup look.
Exactly.
But it's very polished. And I feel
Polished and clean.
I feel like it really emphasizes the structure of my face. Like I feel like the makeup is applied in a way that it just emphasizes and defines my facial structure.
Absolutely. And a couple of things to remember when you're looking at somebody straight ahead, they're wanting to see, you know, your eye color. So one thing I want you to notice is just you notice your eye color and the pop of your lashes and how clean and polished that line looks. You don't really notice it. Basically, it makes the lash base look thicker and it really brightens the lid. So having a bright lid just makes the whole eye look more open. And what I think is nice about this look is it's simple and clean, but it looks finished and polished too. So that's why I love this for an everyday look as well.
I do too.
So,
it's very pretty. And I like how diffused the crease is. It's not a cut crease. It's not harsh. It's just like this diffused halo of color that kind of blends from the crease up to the bone and into the brow.
Yeah, and then something that we talked about earlier while I was doing your makeup is matte colors versus shiny colors. And I really kind of want to speak to that. So if you have a textured eyelid or skin that can kind of look crepey a little bit, what's really nice is to do more mattes. So you can put shimmer in certain places, but be really aware of where you're putting them. You can shimmer on your lid all you want. I did use matte today because I just wanted to keep it clean and polished. But you want to, 9 times out of 10, keep the bone color. I like to call it the bone color instead of the crease color for a hooded eye because we want more lift. So matte colors tend to look lifted and pushed back, and shimmery colors look pushed out. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb in general all over the face, but especially on the eye. If when in doubt, try mattes and then add shimmer in certain spots, under the brow, on top of the brow, on the lid. But if you keep that matte, it's just a good rule of thumb. There are no rules, but it's just a really great rule of thumb.
It's going to create more dimension.
Absolutely.
Because matte absorbs light and shimmer reflects light. So
absolutely.
That whole like looking more pushed in, more pushed out. It's all about like,
yeah.
Shall we transition this tonight?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. All right, so we are going to start with what we have completed, and Christine is going to transition this into a completely different glam evening look.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take an eyeliner pencil that is in black.
Let's show this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And the brush.
So it's the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in black, and then she's using that tiny little smudger brush.
Yep. And I am going to make it a big old mess. It's going to be great.
I lift it up a little bit.
Yep. I'll get used to this sooner or later.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. So you're just loading the brush up.
I'm just loading the brush up. I'm going to pretend like it's eyeshadow. So Lisa, I'm going to have you turn a little bit more towards me. And I'm going to go towards the lash line. And I'm basically going to smudge what I've just put on there. I'm going to pull up.
Work it into the line.
Work it into the line. So the object of the game, this is going to be a smoky eye for a hooded eye. I'm still going to keep that matte on that crease or bone. And I'm going to make the lid darker. And if you'll notice, I have the brush turned upside down instead of the opposite way like you would normally do it. Because I really want to concentrate the depth of the color on the lash line. I'm also not going to put a bunch of black or dark color right near the tear duct. And I'm going to smudge this out. Basically, it's kind of like a light bright. So what I want to do is I want to make a really dark creamy background, and then I'm going to use this beautiful dark creamy shimmery plum color on top of it. And Lisa, you're going to have to help me hold that color up because it's so ridiculously beautiful.
Oh, yeah. So having that black as a base. So we're going to, I just exposed Christine to Natasha Denona.
Okay, I'm kind of obsessed.
I know. So we're going to use this dark one right here.
Yes.
This dark, I mean, these shadows are just stunning. I mean, so beautiful. So having that dark black base is going to just completely change the payoff of this.
Totally.
Yeah. pretty.
So it's going to actually make it brighter. So I'm going to use I'm going to use a little, I think, is this 252 brush?
Yes, this is 252.
I cannot believe I remember that. Ingrained in my brain. And I'm going to do you guys notice that I'm not even making this super clean and polished and perfect? I just want to get the color on the lid. And I'm going to press, I want to show you guys this too. Lisa, is this right?
That's right.
So I'm actually going to press the color into the brush, and I'm going to use the top of the lid to really get it into the brush to hopefully prevent fallout. I'm going to turn it upside down again. Lisa, this is so funny. When I was like 15 and 16, this is how crazy I was about makeup. I would save my babysitting money up, and I would literally go to Foley's and buy a $50 eyeshadow palette.
Oh my gosh.
When I was 15, crazy town. Open.
Oh yeah, that's so beautiful. I need to wear darker colors on my lid sometimes. So pretty.
It makes sure I look like a kitty cat. I'm going to take that same color that we used before, that taupe in the Lorac Pro Kit.
So it's just this one here.
Yes, perfect. And I'm using a 224 brush from MAC. Am I getting better at that?
Yep, you're getting better.
Right there, sort of. And I'm going to go back over the line because I want it to be blended. You're going to see a little bit of where the color stops and starts, but I'm going to try to make it a teeny bit more blended than that.
A little softer.
And smooth. Another thing to remember, oh my God, Lisa, your eyes are so stinking beautiful. What I love about doing a dark color on the lid, it's like a fun shirt color. You can do anything you want on the lid. Keeping that color neutral and matte on the bone just makes the color stand out on its own a little bit. So go ahead and look up to the ceiling for me. And I just loaded that little smudgy brush back up with a little bit of black because I want the two colors, the color on the lid and the color that I'm using as liner to be the same color. And I really am secretly totally obsessed with this.
I know.
I don't even know what to call that.
It's just happiness.
It is. And I am using a big fluffy 252 brush, but I'm using the tip almost like it's a smudgy eyeliner. And I'm going to press it right on top. That color is just amazing. So here's another really cool thing to remember. Green eyes look amazing with plums, any shade of plum, pink, almost black plum, purple, anything that has a little bit of plum to it. Even like, I remember a color called Hoax with MAC. That's a matte taupey plum shade. That looks great. Yeah, that looks amazing, Lisa. Anything like that. Also bronzers. Anything with kind of an orangey copper finish also makes our eye look really, 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 really green.
I did a video, a couple videos on color theory.
Oh, perfect.
Broke all that down.
Perfect. I saw the color wheel. I'm like, memories. Because we used to mix color. It was really funny. We used to make one eye just a complete mess and have to correct it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Open and look down at the floor. I'm going to do something super crazy. I'm taking this pencil and I'm actually putting it on the water line. And Lisa, you are being a super trooper with me sticking this brush in your eyeball. But I really like doing the top and then doing the bottom waterline because I think it makes a huge difference. Just doing the bottom by itself, people kind of do that and think that they're done. What happens during the day as you open and shut your eye, that color kind of dissipates and it kind of turns like gray and watery and you kind of lose that effect. So look up to the ceiling for me. I'm going to do the same thing. You do not have to use a brush like I'm doing at all. You can absolutely throw a pencil in there and it'd be totally fine. Do you see that, Lisa?
Yep.
Awesome. I think I want to get a little bit more.
So real quickly, what are the biggest difference you think when you're approaching an eye that has more of a hooded lid? And how do you change your techniques?
Well, pretty much it's more placement and a little bit higher. Most people have a little bit of a hooded lid, so it's not that different. The thing that you want to note is you want to just be super aware that you're getting your bone color or your crease color high enough that it's giving some lift, and that you're allowing the lid color to really stand out. Because sometimes it can make it look smaller. Like to me, I love this look for going out, but it makes your lid look a little smaller. Like if you compare one side to the other. But I think it's important to know that you still, even with a hooded eye, you can still wear a smoky eye. You can still wear,
right.
you know.
I think the biggest things are crease color and liner, right?
Absolutely.
Getting the liner tight enough to where it doesn't take over that precious real estate of your eyelid.
Yep.
And then getting that crease high enough, and it's going to be different for everyone, right? It's going to be different depending on, you know, level of your hood, I guess to say, or whatever.
Well, the level,
so bad,
yeah. And Lisa and I were talking about this earlier as well. We were having coffee a minute ago, and that, you know, I don't really like the term hooded eye. It just has, to me, a negative connotation because everybody has that bone. It's your orbital bone. Everybody has it. So it's the degree of the skin that comes down, like a beautiful Asian eye or a beautiful almond eye. I mean, everybody's eyes
have some level of,
they do. They absolutely do. So it's just, it's placement. And honestly, it's picking matte versus shiny. That's kind of a good rule of thumb more than anything.
Okay, well, this looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Should we do the other eye?
Let's do it.
All right. And this is the finished look. Definitely some glamour. Quite a bit of a notch up from where we started, but I love it. I love this color. I think that I'm going to have to wear this color every day.
I know, I love it. I want to eat it so much. Okay, so I want to talk a teeny bit about this look because we did little finishing touches off camera. So what I did is I did add number 7 lashes to Lisa, which is our some of our favorites from MAC, old school MAC. And then I did add some black eyeshadow on top of the line because there's always this little strip that kind of you can see through. So I just pressed some black eyeshadow into it, and then I think that is pretty much it. I did add a little bit more of that taupe from that Lorac compact as well, just to make it look extra blended.
Yeah.
And then I had to add that delicious shimmer right in the tear duct that we call Instant Celebrity. So
which one did you use? This one?
I used the silver. I went straight for it. Like I said, yep. I am so impressed with that. They're like buttercream frosting. They go on and they lay completely flat. They don't look chunky.
No, they're beautiful.
They are beautiful. And but it's really glittery. So there's a difference between low shimmer and high shimmer, and that is just straight up like some glitter.
It's like liquid shimmer.
It is.
I mean, that's what
Exactly.
It looks like.
Exactly.
I love it. It's very sultry.
And it's bright.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thanks.
Bye.